Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and in this video I have completed the 20 win challenge again, and this is the exact deck that I used. It features the Evolved Electro Dragon, which is in my opinion the best card in the game right now. It is better than Goblinstein in my opinion for sure. So go ahead and just run that Evo E-Dragon and just completely dominate. I'm going to show a few replays on how to beat certain matchups. I'm going to showcase this deck right here, this P.E.K.K.A Evo E-Dragon with Balloon Freeze. This deck is definitely pretty popular, but it's definitely winnable just because I have an E-Dragon of my own. So if you guys saw my previous video, I didn't play Electro Dragon, I just played Goblinstein with arrows. But when I ever faced a P.E.K.K.A with E-Dragon in it, I auto-lose the matchup because I don't have an E-Dragon myself. So you know what, I was just thinking to myself, I'm going to just put an E-Dragon myself just to even the playing field now. And it made things 10 times easier. I was actually able to consistently beat other P.E.K.K.A E-Dragon decks. And because the card is just completely busted right now and it needs a huge nerf. So right here, it's basically game already. You know, I just got a really nice counter push because he played a pretty interesting balloon. And this was at 14 or 15 wins, so it wasn't even that low. So the guy played a really awkward balloon that just gave me a huge counter push. But yeah, at this point, it's basically just a waiting game. I kind of just want to talk about how to exactly beat other P.E.K.K.A decks. And I think one of the biggest tips I can give you guys is try to actually play your P.E.K.K.A second. Because if you play your P.E.K.K.A second, you let the other P.E.K.K.A actually reach your side of the tower, or reach your side of the arena, so your Princess Tower shoots it and DPS downs the P.E.K.K.A. So that's definitely a pretty big tip. Also, just utilizing your Electro Dragons the best to your ability is also very important. So as you can see, this guy played a P.E.K.K.A in the back. That's typically what people love to do in the P.E.K.K.A mirror match. It's just P.E.K.K.A the back, but like I said, I don't mind that. I prefer to play my P.E.K.K.A second. So I can have his P.E.K.K.A be on my side and get more damage done to his. So, yeah. Right here, I think I just go for a Battle Ram to protect my P.E.K.K.A's HP. And then I have a Tornado waiting for this balloon, so I can just NATO it to my king, just like that. And this is really good. It burns his Evo E-Dragon as well, and he doesn't even have a P.E.K.K.A to support this Evo E-Dragon. So this is basically done for, honestly. Let me see here. So, he goes for a Barbarian Barrel. Also goes for a Lumberjack. I just go for some guards right there, which is super nice for me. And yeah. So let's see here. I go for a Ghost to pressure. He goes for a P.E.K.K.A, which is totally fine. I go for a P.E.K.K.A down low, and everything is good to go. So I'm kind of just waiting it out. I got Evo E-Dragon and stuff like that. Okay, he does go for a balloon. I go for a high Evo E-Dragon because I know this guy has a freeze. So, and then right here, I go for an Ice Wizard down low because I want him to force him to use the NATO to burn some elixir. So that's also a pretty important play. And yeah, dude, so I just go for a Battle Ram, just play some defense with some guards. Yeah, just like that. Just play the guards right there. And then I think I just go for a NATO to the right. And then I just go for what do I go for? Okay, I go for the E-Dragon. That was actually a pretty good freeze on his end, but he just didn't get the timing down, which is super good for me. And that is how I like to play against that matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and show a couple more. And yeah, I want to show a recruits matchup. So with that being said, I know you guys see a ton of this. Let me see, where is it at? If I even have it, I don't even know. It's a recruits deck that has evil recruits with Goblinstein, Dark Goblin, Cannon, and stuff like that with Cannon card. It's definitely a pretty popular deck, and I just want to showcase this recruits deck that it's kind of similar just because it has the same thing somewhat. This was at 18 wins, I'm pretty sure, so this is a pretty high up matchup. He has recruits Goblinstein with Evo Cage, I'm pretty sure, and I just want to show you how to beat it. So, and the biggest tip I can give you guys is just get to your Evo E-Dragon. Literally, that's all it is. Just get to your Evo E-Dragon and just formulate a P.E.K.K.A Evo E-Dragon push, and then just NATO everything in, and then GG's. So, yeah, I go for an Ice Wizard down low. And yeah, so let's see here. Kind of just chilling for a little bit. He does cycle for arrows right there, which is totally fine. I go for a Battle Ram right here. And yeah, so let's see here. He goes for a Dark Prince, so I think right here I just cycle my Electro Dragon just because I want my Evo E-Dragon, the best card in the game. So that's why I do that. And yeah, I'm kind of just waiting it out a little bit. So yeah, He goes for a Goblin Stein in the back. Typically, when people play Goblin Steins, I always P.E.K.K.A that because it's 5 elixir, so I essentially kind of see it as a 2 elixir P.E.K.K.A as well. So that's why I do that play. And then he goes for his Goblin Cage, which is totally fine. Not gonna lie, this play was a little sketchy. And like, now that I think about it, because like when I was actually playing this match, I was like, oh, this guy does have recruits. I don't have E-Dragon and Cycle anymore, and he's just gonna play recruits, and he's just gonna try to overwhelm me, which is like the correct play. Like, he played this part very, very well. So I'm not gonna give him props, but I did take a lot of damage here, but I knew I had the matchup just because I had the Evo E-Dragon. So I really wasn't worried at the end of the day. I just got to make sure I survive this little attack right here. And yeah, so right here, I just go for some guards, and I think I just like NATO back the Scientist with the Flying Machine, just so I don't take too much damage, and everything should be fine. And this is kind of what I'm talking to you guys about now. It's always really important with this particular P.E.K.K.A deck, you always have that P.E.K.K.A E-Dragon combo. If you're trying to take a attack, always try to pair your P.E.K.K.A with an E-Dragon. That is the name of the game. And yeah, so right here, I just reset with a P.E.K.K.A in the back, and I get ready. I literally get ready to overwhelm this guy. So let's see here. He does cycle his Evil Cage really early on, which I think is a pretty big misplay because you want that to actually grab the P.E.K.K.A. But right here was also really important. I want to like mention this. So this guy played pigs right here because he's trying to force me to actually play my Evo E-Dragon on that, but obviously I'm smarter than that. I'm not going to burn my Evo E-Dragon on the pigs. I'd rather just play guards and use my Evo E-Dragon on the push so I can just overwhelm him very easily. And this is also like another important play. Like, I'm just getting that Scientist into the radius of the Evo E-Dragon, and just like that, his push is just gone. It's literally just gone. That's all you do in most of these matchups. So, yeah, dude, it's literally just easy as that. Yeah, there's not much else to that. So, yeah, that's GG's, bro. That is GG's. I'm going to show one more match, and this is actually the final game. Look at this matchup. And in this, like, looking at this match, this was for my 20 wins. This matchup looks phenomenal, right? I look like I hard counter the heck out of this guy, which I think I do, actually. I just hard counter him. But I was actually really, really nervous throughout this entire match in general because this is the final match of 20 wins. So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, like, the more I saw his deck, I was like, oh, this is just Mortar. By the way, like, he already misplaced his Mortar. I'm like, okay. I know he misplaced his Mortar, but I just cycle my Electro Dragon just due to the fact that I want the Evo E-Dragon. So that's all it is. So yeah, I think right here, I think I just go like Battle Ram. Yeah, so there's the Battle Ram. Totally fine. And then he goes for Skeleton Dragons, like pretty good Skeleton Dragons, I think. And then I just go for a Rage on the Bats. So yeah, like the more and more I was seeing this deck, I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually like a really, really good matchup. But my nerves were getting to me in general, so it was making it a lot more difficult than it needed to be. So, yeah. Okay, he goes for a Miner, which is totally fine. At this point, I'm kind of resetting here. The way he wins this matchup is he tries to bait out my Evo E-Dragon and get it away from my P.E.K.K.A, but if I can try and manage that, then I will be fine. All I gotta do is, like, from the last matchup, just make a very, very solid P.E.K.K.A Evo E-Dragon push. I feel like I'm saying that so much, but that is literally all you do for, like, almost every matchup. Yeah, so let's see here. He goes for Skeleton Dragons, which is totally fine. And then I go, like, I didn't want to cycle anything on top of that, to be honest with you. I kind of just wanted to reset. I could have potentially went for guards, but yeah. I feel like in this matchup as well, it's kind of tough to go for a P.E.K.K.A if they don't go for Goblin Stein, but I don't know if I do that in any of these moments. So yeah. Let's see here. Okay, he goes for that. I think, do I P.E.K.K.A that? I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, P.E.K.K.A the cannon cards. Typically, you would prefer to P.E.K.K.A the Goblin Steins instead because you actually want to, like, DPS down the monster because your P.E.K.K.A is your tank killer, so it gets a little bit more trickier. And yeah, so, and like he did a pretty good job because now my Evo E-Dragon isn't on my P.E.K.K.A side, which is the ideal proper way to push into people. So yeah. He goes for an Evil Mortar on defense, which is really good because now he can't play it on offense, which is super nice. So always really good to get the Mortar out of the hand. And then he goes for Bats, which is good. Maybe I gotta Tornado that. Should I, like, now that I think about it, that could have been a pretty nice Tornado if I did that a lot quicker. So I go for my Electro Dragon in the back for my P.E.K.K.A push. And yeah. So right here, dude, I'm kind of just waiting out a little bit. Like I said, I was kind of nervous, so maybe I wasn't making like the most optimal plays you can make, but I was kind of hanging on, you know. My E-Dragon getting some good value right there. And I go for my P.E.K.K.A in the back. So let's see here. Okay, he goes for a really nice push right there again, and then he makes me burn my Evo E-Dragon again, which is like so annoying because this guy was actually playing well. Like, I'm trying to play with my P.E.K.K.A, but he keeps forcing it out. So it's like, I played a battle run right there just because I want to like maximize the amount of value I could potentially get from the E-Dragon, and yeah. Okay, he does that. I go for a Tornado. Maybe I can get some quick damage, and I do have the damage lead right now, but like, honestly, I wasn't as confident, bro, because this match really shouldn't even be this close to begin with. So I was like, okay, if I'm not even in the crazy damage lead, I can't be too confident. So like, I just gotta play like pretty patient and just like not make any kind of misplays. So yeah, okay, this is like another crazy play. I was like, oh my gosh, like what is happening here? I got really sketched out, dude. I got so sketched out. Like, especially in this moment, like, he pre-arrowed, and I was like, no way, dude. I was like, am I about to choke this match? Like, this easy matchup, bro? I was like, oh my gosh. But thankfully, that push went down, and this is where the magic happens, guys. This is where the magic truly happens. So, I got my Evil P.E.K.K.A, and now I got my Battle Ram, which doesn't really matter that much. He tries to burn my Evo E-Dragon again with that, but I was like, okay, I can't do that. Like, I can't have that happening. So I finally get my Evo E-Dragon behind the P.E.K.K.A, and this is all you realistically need to do. It's all you realistically need to do, guys, and then you just overwhelm. It's that simple. It is literally that simple. You just go to town. You literally just go to town, and that was my 20 wins. So, if you guys want to play this match or play this deck, that's the only combo you need. P.E.K.K.A, Evo E-Dragon, rinse and repeat, and you guys should be seeing some new goals. That's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll do more next time.